they did it. It says identity-based hate. That didn't just come up out of the ground. Someone had to have produced that reason because of my photo.
Well, folks, thanks to the internet, dating is so much different these days, isn't it? Who needs the bar scene when you can sign on to a dating site, create an online profile, and then look for a new mate from the comfort of your very own home? But consider the bizarre case of Darren Glickman of Toronto. Darren signed up with the dating website Bumble. Yet several days ago, he was shocked to discover that his profile photo was deleted. And the reason for the censorship, according to a message from Bumble, was the following, quote, "It looks like your photo goes against Bumble's community guidelines on identity-based hate," end quote. Identity-based hate? Gracious, that sounds serious. But what exactly was that expression of identity-based hate? Well, would you believe a tattoo written in Hebrew and an image of the Star of David? Unbelievable. And joining me now for more on this matter, well, it's the alleged hater himself, Darren Glickman. Darren, do I have this right? According to Bumble, Hebrew script and the image of a Star of David, well, that's akin to displaying, a swastika?
Well, according to them, it's some form of identity-based hate. And I would argue that they're the ones committing identity-based hate, targeting me. Because, they removed my picture, claiming identity-based hate. Isn't that exactly what they just did?
Indeed, and there is nothing hateful. And by the way, because some people are saying, what does that Hebrew translation mean in English? It's simply the date 1945. That was the year your father was born.
My father's birth year, 1945.
Yes.
The corresponding letters, which would be numbers in Hebrew, 1945. I don't think that's really offensive to anybody.
Yeah, so it was not like you were sneaking past a hateful message in a non-English language or anything.
Not at all,
that.
not at all.
So Darren, we talked about this off camera because you're very tech savvy. And we figured this could be one of three things. One, this is somebody who is anti-Semitic at Bumble, who has his or her fingers on the keyboard to do this kind of deletion, or it's AI gone awry, or it's somebody who has, programmed the AI to act in an anti-Semitic way. What do you think is going on here?
Any one of those three is extremely concerning, but more concerning would be the AI model. And if AI was, trained to detect imaging depicting Hebrew or a Star of David and identifying identity-based hate based on that, that is a big concern.
Oh, yeah.
Because, who did that? First of all, AI just doesn't wake up in the morning and decide I'm going to single somebody out. It learns, it's trained, and it takes time for that to happen. That's one side of it. The other side of it too, like you said, it could have been somebody who, for whatever reason, looking through the pictures, decided, well, I don't like this picture, and wow, there's Hebrew in there. And based on everything that's going on now,
yes,
I guess post October 7th, there's a lot of anti-Semitism.
Yes.
And I would have to say that that would be shocking, but not shocking that actually happened, for someone to single that out.
It's amazing and baffling at the same time. And if it was an issue with the Star of David, well, is the policy at Bumble consistent, which is to say, would they ban somebody with a tattoo of a crescent moon or a cross?
No way.
Exactly.
No way.
So it's either a double standard or there's something we don't know. Now, Darren, as I told you, I reached out to the public relations department of Bumble. Here were my 7 questions. Their spokeswoman did get back to me. Her name is Rachel Davies. She, her, hers. By the way, I don't know why she says that. I've seen a picture of her. She looks like a very attractive lady. I don't think she's ever been confused for a he, him, his, but that's a topic for another time. Here's what Rachel had to say, quote, "We are sorry if Darren Glickman felt this action was taken because of identifying with the Jewish faith and or his tattoo in Hebrew. We want to make this clear. That is not the case. We do not do that at Bumble." Religious discrimination is not accepted at Bumble. We take identity-based hate seriously and work hard to prevent this from taking place on our platform. We are actively looking into Darren's case and have reached out to him via the provided contact information. We have not gotten a response yet, but are standing by to support him further. The information we've requested is to help locate his account. We recognize moderation mistakes happen, and we encourage our members to let us know if they believe we've made a mistake. We are deeply appreciative when members report mistakes because this helps us in spotting bugs and improving our systems. This case is no different. If we spot a moderation mistake, we will resolve it and invest in fixing any bugs or issues identified as part of the investigation, end quote. I really do appreciate Rachel getting back to me. Modern public relations these days is to ignore media requests if the questions are insensitive. But I don't think we have a whole lot of answers here. And one thing I want to address with you, because you raised a Spockian eyebrow when I mentioned that they still haven't heard back to you, but you just showed me several emails where you're conversing back and forth with somebody at Bumble, and they sent you a list of what's considered to be identity-based hate. Can you read that response? And we'll let our audience determine if this matches the idea of banning Hebrew lettering or the image of the Star of David.
So the response was, if your photo has been moderated, it will likely be for one of the following reasons. Your photo contains explicit content. You're wearing swimwear or underwear indoors, which are only okay in a pool beach setting. Okay. Your photo is of someone under the age of 18 by themselves. Your photo consists primarily of text. You have uploaded a photo of someone who is not you. Or lastly, your photo contains firearms. Okay. Well, those answers, responses were not what I received. Clearly, you saw the email, you saw the picture. It says, we removed your photo for identity-based hate. So whatever, Rachel, I believe it is, whatever she's saying there, look, I don't want to say anything that's going to incriminate anybody, but they're dancing. They really are, because they did it. It says identity-based hate. That didn't, that didn't just come up out of the ground. Someone had to have produced that reason because of my photo. Simple as that. So they can't give me an answer. And in my 5 previous emails to them, they have ignored. I specifically asked them, I want to know, was this AI generated or was it human detection? They have yet to answer that question.
You have been in touch with them. You've been going back and forth. I see the email chain. And secondly, the 5 reasons for what would constitute identity-based hatred, your answers for what you have tattooed on your arms are no, 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 and no.
Exactly.
So it is still so mysterious. And Darren, I mean, I reached out to Bumble like 4 days ago. I think in our digital age, these answers can be determined in 4 minutes, let alone 4 days. What do you think's going on? Did an employee at Bumble screw up somebody who might be anti-Semitic, and I don't know, Bumble is trying to work their way out of this mess?
Again, I don't want to point fingers. It looks like that. So if it walks like a duck.
Yes.
Again, someone had to have detected that. It was just a picture of me. You can see my tattoo in it, and they claim that was identity-based hate. They have not addressed that. I've asked them 5 separate times to please identify that. Tell me where it came from, why. But Bumble, for whatever reason, they're trying to be diplomatic here. They don't want to incriminate themselves, obviously. But they're not answering the question. I don't want an apology. I want an admission of fault. I want to say, hey, you know what? We made a mistake. We made a mistake. We're going to do everything in our power to correct it so it doesn't happen again. And whatever policy they have to adjust. Look, you and I both know, regardless of what their policy states internally, you can't hire someone and ask them, by the way, are you anti-Semitic or do you hate Jewish people? Do you hate the state? You can't ask that question, you know, and that's an HR nightmare in itself. So to get around that, all I want from them, I want an admission that we made a mistake. We're going to fix it. We're going to address it, and that's it. I mean,
and if you do not get that, have you considered legal action? I'm not sure what the grounds would be. But.
Well, there's hate, whatever the legalities of that would be. Yes, I have considered it.
Because Darren, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not giving you advice, but it's almost borderline defamation. They're saying you're guilty of some kind of identity hate, and that is not the case given the evidence.
I wouldn't say it's borderline defamation. I'd say it's absolute defamation.
Okay.
There are so many different angles to go at, but right now they're taking the wrong angle. You know, if you would, I've sent you the 5 emails and the correspondence. Can you send them to her and say, look, this is the chain of.
I'll do that.
You know, because I have given everything to them that they've asked of me, but they won't give me what I want from them.
Yeah, again, it might be the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing at Bumble, which is a whole other series of systemic mistakes on their behalf. But I will do that. If you do hear back, I want you to get back in contact with us. With what they tell you as results of their investigation. And, for Bumble, what I would say, there's a saying out there, typically post-Watergate, it's not necessarily the crime, it's the cover-up, if that's what this is. But you know what? Sometimes it's both. It's the crime and the cover-up. Darren Glickman, his photo was deleted for no valid reason. You've shamed him as a hater. That's wrong. And as far as I can tell, in all this baffle gab going back and forth, it seems to me to be part of a cover-up. Bumble, prove me wrong. Get in touch with me as soon as your investigation is over, and I'll give you fair time to say your piece.